Are we on? I'm not sure. Sorry. Lost the plot a little bit. Hi!
Hi!
We're on now, right? Oh shit, okay. Yes. My underwear a bit loose. Wrong one today. Dirty, so dirty. Your mind, so dirty. Straight away, ooh, must be soggy. Right? My performers are there? Yes. How y'all doing tonight? Shit. How y'all doing? The one with the big boobs. Yes, I love it, yes. Yeah? So, this first set is going to be a humorous, fun comedy set. Yes, we've got two outrageous comedians going to come up here on stage, and believe me, it's weird as fuck backstage. Like, what's that? No, I'm not going to ask. Yes. No flippers. That's fucking weird too, but something else. We are going to introduce the first performer of tonight. She's also my special guest for the next two shows. I hope she's a bit, well, you'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the one and only Cassy Judy. You got a mic, right? But is it on? Why am I turning you on? Wrong channel. Is it on? Hello. Oh, you take this one then.
Yeah. Alright. Hi everyone.
Yay!
Hi. Do I know you? But I love you. It's true. So I'm Cassy Judy. Thanks everyone for coming tonight. I know this is such a good event that raises so much money. I wanted to tell you a bit about myself. I've got this this blowing machine here, so maybe towards the end of the set someone can come on stage and blow me. That was supposed to be Lauren, but I don't know where the bitch is. So. Oh, there you are. Do you still want to do it?
Hell yeah!
Okay, great. Alright, so my family background is Sicilian, and when I was about 19, I went to Sicily, to where my mum was born, and I wanted to delve deep into the family history. And so I said to my grandmother's sister, I said, hey, what did your grandparents do? And she said to me, azzappa, which is Sicilian for hoe, and I was like, yeah, I come from a long line of hoes. So yeah, that's pretty good. Look, I know what you're thinking when I say Sicilian. What are you thinking? Say it. Say it. Let me hear it. Mafia. Yeah, mafia. But my family's not like that. I have my mum's first cousin. He's a police officer. So he took me for a drive around the town, and he stopped, and there was this old guy, and he was burning rubbish, and he got out of the car and he marched over to him, and he told him off in Sicilian for burning the rubbish, saying that the smoke would cause a smell because it was a nice day. People would be drying their clothes. I thought to myself, that's policing, Sicilian style. Yeah. Did anyone watch the AFL final? No, not at all, not an AFL crowd, okay. Well, we are in Western Sydney, right? Might have to pivot to rugby league, right? So who's the tip for the grand final? Panthers? Yeah? Okay. It's getting a bit boring though. It's reminding me a bit of the supercars when it was Nissan, and Nissan were winning all the time and they had to handicap. So I reckon they should give Craig another bellyache. I reckon that's the way to do it. Stop the storm. Melbourne's not even a rugby league town. It's a disgrace. Disgrace. I have a serious job. I'm a criminal lawyer. I'm actually so good, it's criminal. I had a client actually, she was charged with throwing prawns at the police. And I'm normally pretty serious with clients, but her and I had a good old laugh about that. And today I was looking for her, and I gave her friend a ride around the block on a motorbike. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, I went to a Richard Marx concert a few months ago. I'm a really big Richard Marx fan, love a bit of Richard. And Richard's dad was called Dick Marx. And so Richard, yeah, you can see this one coming, can't you? Richard wanted to be known as Richard because he didn't want to be known as Little Dick. And there I am at the Richard Marx concert, and Richard's like, oh, I can see a lot of empty white seats. Please come towards the front. You know, I'm not supposed to do this, but please come towards the front. So I got really excited and upgraded my seat and sat in the front. And then a guy sort of taps me on the shoulder, and I'm like, yeah, mate, what's up? And I look at him, and he's got this dejected face. And he looks at me and says, I can't see. And I just burst into song. I said, wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here, blocking your view. Yeah, but they didn't play the sax intro to Endless Summer Nights. I was a bit disappointed. But Richard Marx hasn't had too much Botox, so that he can still smile. So that's a positive thing. I really want to do this Snoop Dogg joke, so if it bombs, you know, what can I do? I've still got the gun. Let's back up. Lauren, are you ready? All right, good. So yeah, you know, there was a time in my life where I was just sort of driving my Suzuki Swift Pino through the streets of Sydney, and I'd pull up at traffic lights, and I swear it seemed like every single car that I'd pull up beside would be playing bing, 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 bing. Okay, do you guys know what's coming? Can you sense it? Can you see the punchline? This is the essence of comedy. When it goes, hey, 1, 2, smoke weed every day. Yeah. Wow, it's, yeah. All right. Damn. But look, please indulge me. I'll do it, and we sing the smoke weed every day together. Yeah? All right. Let's go. Hey, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Smoke weed every day. All right. Camera balls. I'm loving it. Ain't nothing but a G thing. I read these other jokes. I don't know if they're any good or not. Let's see. How do oceans say hello? Yes, that's really good. Wow, this shit writes itself. How do kitchens say hello? Microwave, yes, that's very good. Prize to the man in the hat. Prize to the man in the braces. No, prize to the man in the... What colour is that? Brown shirt sitting next to the man in the hat. Alright, third wave joke. How do stadiums say hello? Yes! Oh, you guys are good. I like you guys. I follow politics quite a bit. When Malcolm Turnbull was Prime Minister, my partner and I, there's a park next to his house in Point Piper. So we went down to the bottom of this park, we jumped in the water, and we swam out the front of Malcolm Turnbull's house. And then, I kid you not, a police helicopter was directly above us. And I turned to my partner and said, we should swim back. This was probably not such a good idea. And one of the first things that Malcolm Turnbull did when he became Prime Minister was he told Australian men to man up and get their prostate checked, which I love. I thought, that's great. The first thing he did as Prime Minister was he told Australian men to get a thumb put into their anus. Now that is the essence of manhood right there. That's the manliest Australian Prime Minister we've ever had. Shame he's not around anymore. He's turned into a miserable ghost, haunting the streets of New York. Ooh, Lucy! That's Malcolm for you. What else have I got for you? Oh, I like supermarkets. I think they're very romantic. You get to walk down the aisle. I feel particularly wealthy when I'm in the stock section because I've got beef stock, I've got chicken stock, I've got vegetable stock. I've got so many stock options. And Darlene's laughing. That's a plus. All right, I'll get invited back, maybe. And you know, I like to think of myself as reasonably evolved, unless someone criticises me. I go to, you know, and the supermarkets, they're doing well. They've got a duopoly. They can afford to give free fruit to children. And I thought to myself, hey, don't mind if I do. So I help myself to the free fruit for children. And then I get one of these plucky managers coming up to me, challenging me, saying, hey, you're not a kid. And I said, hey, hang on, buddy. This piece of fruit here is for my inner child. Thank you. I went into the parents' room today in Pacific Square in Maroubra. And the sign on the door says, this parents' room is strictly for the use of parents with children. I have a child. He just wasn't with me today. Yeah, but they didn't read that fine print. Have you noticed this trend? There's a very literal trend going on in books and CDs. We're back on Richard Marx again. And Richard Marx, his most recent album was called Songwriter. I was like, wow, the excitement of that, you know? Watch him, the way the pen hits the paper. He's got a synonym book, so he can look up the words, so he can find similar words of different meaning. G-Flip put out an album. What's it called? Not the new one, the last one. Drummer. The guy from, what's that? Soundgarden. Not Soundgarden. Savage Garden put out an album. Darren Hayes, Homosexual. And Bill Clinton put out a book. What do you call it? Citizen. It's very exciting, these book titles. Extremely thrilling. You know, Bill Clinton was a man who got up to some pretty, you know, cheeky things in the Oval Office. Worked very hard, was president for 8 years, but I don't want to know about that. Tell me what he's doing now as a citizen, sitting in traffic, being unimportant, inspiring people. Oh, it's brilliant stuff. I'm inspired by this trend. I'm going to write a book, Cassy, Judy, Breather. And then after the runaway success of my book, Breather, I'm gonna diversify to food and write a cookbook. It'll be the art of cooking toast. It's the way you depress the liver. All right, Lauren, I feel like it's time. Now, this is not the only time you're gonna see this contraption tonight. And Lauren's never done this before, so let's make a welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Lauren, blow me. She did that really well. Thank you so much for having me. I'll see you guys later in the night, and maybe even on the dance floor.
Thank you, Cassy. One more round of applause. Thank you, Cassy. Toilet paper. She never douche, that's why. There you go. Aye. There. Aye. Okay. Yes. You laugh because it's not funny, right? Yes? I don't know. I don't get it either. Half I get, half I don't. Because I'm not from here, right? So, yeah.
Where are you from?
Anyway, we're going to bring our special guest for this set. Is he ready? Oh, he is. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to Chris. Hi.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Oh, you're speaking back. That's so nice. Sometimes you do like shows for audiences and people just treat it like it's television and they don't like speak back. So this is really lovely. So thank you. So my name's Chris. I'm from England originally, and I'm trans. And I only just realised recently it was going to be so controversial being English. But yeah, there we are. So yeah, I'm quite active on Instagram, and I've been posting a video every single day since last September about being trans, like a funny video. And so inevitably I get, you know, comments and stuff, and I'll get this comment quite a lot. Well, I can tell you're still a woman. But then I'll get a comment, well, I can tell you're still a man, directly underneath. So clearly people cannot tell. But this inspired me, those 3 words, I can tell, to do a hashtag campaign, like a trans allyship hashtag campaign. So it's hashtag I can tell, and then you just say something really lovely instead. And so since I've started that campaign, we've had over 4 million views and over 80,000 lovely comments. Thank you. Yeah, so that's been a really, really cool thing, and that's how I've met Bradley and how I'm here tonight, so thank you so much for having me. So yeah, if you're still confused about which way I'm going. So before I transitioned, I was a lesbian for 20 years. So I've still got a lot in common with that community. I've still got my worm farm. Yeah, I'm married to a lesbian as well, and we met at a lesbian dating service. You might have heard of it. It's Sundays at IKEA. You know? Yeah. But before I transitioned, I was getting mistaken for a man wherever I went anyway. I was getting into bed one night, my wife capsicum sprayed me. But I never used to bother correcting people when they thought I was a man, because like it just embarrasses them. So, like for instance, I was washing my hands in the women's toilets once, and a little old lady walked in and saw me and said, "Oh, am I in the wrong toilet, love?" I said, "Yes, get out of here." For her own good. But I've also got a 9-year-old daughter, and she's mostly an ally. But like, when I told her I wanted to get top surgery and wanted to get rid of these, she was like, "Oh, don't get rid of them, I like playing with them." Yeah. So she was like 5 at the time. And I said, "Yeah, but you've got your mamas, you can play with them." And she said, "Yeah, but yours are the longest." I said to my wife, "Shall I tell that story on stage?" And she said, "Yeah, people think it's hilarious." And that's how I found out she was telling that story. So, yeah. But now I look like this, I find that I get straight men being really blokey with me. They're like, "Mate, buddy, bro, champ, brother." So I was like, "Oh, that's really nice." So I thought I'd give it a go. And so when a barista gave me my coffee the other day, I said, "Thanks, Daddy." So, nailing it. Yeah. Well, one thing I miss since transitioning is the women's bathrooms, because everyone in there is pretending not to be doing the thing that they're doing. They're doing silent wheeze. They're like, I don't know if you know this, like, I don't know who's out there, but like, just aim to the side of the bowl here. No one will hear a trickle sound. No one will ever know that I wee. Someone's in here, not weeing, just making a quiche. But men, now I use the men's toilets, totally different. They are loud and proud. Aren't they? They're like, "Yes, I'm weeing in here, some in the toilet, some on the seat, some on the floor." Like that. It's like, wow, that's really cool. So now I use the men's, like, I'm free, I'm liberated. So but I have to do it like this. Like that. I actually went to the men's toilets recently, and when I was in the cubicle, I dropped a tampon on the floor, still in its wrapper, and it rolled under to the next cubicle. But then a hairy hand came underneath with the tampon, and a voice went, "You dropped your lolly, mate." So that was nice. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. What else did I want to tell you? So the gay marriage debate. Let's go back to that, shall we? So the gay marriage debate, I just thought it was really fascinating because I just finally realised how many homophobic Christian bakers we have in this country. like the biggest reason that they could think of that gay people couldn't get married is that homophobic Christian bakers might be forced to bake cakes for gay weddings. And it was like all the time, like, well, think of the homophobic Christian bakers. What about the homophobic Christian bakers? And it was like you couldn't walk into a Michelle's patisserie in this country without falling over a homophobic Christian baker. And I thought, well, I don't understand, like, if there's that many talented bakers in a church congregation, why do they give you those dry crackers during Holy Communion? Like, surely the body of Christ would be a bit more moist. Yeah. So I was recently, I've been working at this retirement village, and they think that I'm a straight man who's married with a child, and so they treat me like that. And I get loads and loads of praise for doing very little. They're like, you took your daughter to school? Father of the Year? You cooked your wife dinner? I hope she appreciates you. And I just think of like all the women, mothers, wives in the world doing all of these thankless jobs and me getting loads and loads of praise for very little, and I just find that really nice. It's nice. And it just got me thinking, is male privilege just low expectations? Because like, women are told, could you do it all please at the same time and smile? Whereas men, you're told, just show up, that's all you need to do. Like now I look like this, I don't even have to smile anymore. Like I'm resting 43 muscles each time. But like, it is getting a bit confusing. Like I'm quite polite, quite chivalrous, and I was going to Woolies the other day, and I was going through the glass entrance, the doors, and as I was walking up, I could see a man coming out. I was walking in the entrance, and he was walking out the entrance. So even though he was in the wrong, like I stepped out of the way to let him through. But it took me ages to realize that there was no one there. I was being polite to my own reflection. Yeah. But I just want to acknowledge that it is a bit scary out there for trans people at the moment, like especially in the bathrooms. So I remember before I transitioned, I was like years ago. I was like going to the toilets with my sister, and we were both in the cubicle next to each other. And then I saw her shoe under there, and so I just like untied her shoelace, and then I like scurried out. And then as I got outside, she was already there. So it wasn't even my sister's shoe. Like, you think you can tell. You can't tell what is your sister's shoe and what is not. Anyway, I've been Chris. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Chris. That's the end of our first set of tonight, and we shall see you back